All right, man. NFL.com ranked the 32 coaches. Actually, they actually ranked 26 coaches. They did not rank the new rookie head coaches coming in, but they did include coaches that coached last year but got a new team this year. So they consider them returning coaches. Like, for example, Adam Gase coached in Miami, but then he got fired and he got a head coaching job, with the New York Jets. So they consider him a retiring coach. And out of the 26 returning coaches, Patricia was ranked number 24th, only behind Adam Gase himself. And Devon Childs, Pat Shermer, that coaches for the New York football Giants. So, but, before I start the video off, Motor City Sports Talk, make sure you share the videos, hit the subscribe button, bell icon button, won't miss a video. But share the videos will too. Sometimes I don't even think these dudes watch the football games. They just go by stats or whatever. But he had a 6-10 year last year. The thing locally was that he was supposed to take the Lions from, they was 9-7 with Jim Caldwell, if I don't remember. And he's supposed to take them to a new stratosphere. And obviously, I don't think a lot of people really cared how he did it or what went wrong, why he didn't reach it. A lot of the Jim Caldwell supporters, or just some fans in general, just felt there was a failure. He's supposed to take the Lions to an elite level. But to really think about it, it was a new philosophy on defense. Some guys fit, some guys didn't fit. Glover Quinn didn't fit. They drafted a guy, rookie Deshaun Hand, that did fit. Had run problems up front. They didn't have a stopper. They got rid of Nada, and they traded for Harrison, and the defense started to come together at the end. And I said also after the season, it wouldn't bother me if they fired Matt Patricia. It wouldn't. But I think he do deserve another chance. I believe that's what I said. But I seen some improvement. I seen the defense get better and better week by week, even before Harrison got here. And what made me really think I think Patricia's a really good, at least a really good defensive coach. I'm gonna tell you when I kind of had my epiphany about him when they played the Rams. I did. When I played the Rams, I knew that he was a good coach, at least a good defensive coordinator, because they put together a really good game plan to stop the Rams, and the Lions played their ass off. From the outside looking in, a lot of people say, you guys still got beat or, lost by 10 or whatever it was, or 2 touchdowns or whatever it was to the Rams. People on the outside looking in, they just look at the stats. That's why I tell a lot of people in sports, you can't just look at the stats. Sometimes you got to watch the game. When you watch the game, you have a better feel for how the game went. And Patricia and his defense, they played their asses off. The offense didn't do much, but I knew Patricia. I knew Patricia was gonna have a problem offensively because of Jim Bob Cooter. When they made him retain him as offensive coordinator, everybody outside looking in Detroit, people that casually play football, guys that played on multiple levels, guys that's just fans, we all can tell you Jim Bob Cooter was a trash OC. And they was going to have a lot of problems. They brought the offensive run game coordinator. They brought a new O-line coach. And guess what? They still had the same fucking problems offensively. They ran the ball a lot better, but they still had the same problems offensively even before the injuries. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of his problems had to do with, he was already handicapped coming into the season last season with Jim Bob Cooter. Now, if he really got an opportunity to handpick his offensive coordinator and Darrell Bevel, and now, if it don't work, then the blood is on his hands. But if they find the right guy in Darrell Bevel that can run the ball and get the offensive run game to be at least above average, and his defense play well, and Stafford just do what he do, and they can just mount some offense in the passing game, then I think if they could just be a functional special teams, which I think they will with Agnew coming back, Prater's dope, Sam Martin, he all right. And they could be a functional special team because it's a 3-phase game: special teams, defense, and offense. And they can consistently just at least pick up first downs and grind the clock and let the defense get some rest. And they defense together where they can stop the run and they can get after the passer with a defensive line, front four, or just with some pressures. Then you probably looking at a 10-6 team, 11-5 team if that can happen, especially with a 4-play schedule this year. You looking at that, but do he deserve to be ranked 24th? I really didn't look at a lot of guys ahead of him, but if he was forced to keep Jim Bob Cooter, and if that's the case, which I don't know that to be fact, but I believe in my mind that's fact, I don't hold it against him. Not right now. I don't hold it against him. I don't hold it against him. I look at this year as a fresh slate for him. If he got a chance to have input on his offensive coordinator, I think, a lot of things defensively didn't fall in place. It was a culture shock with them practicing outside, even though they have a dome game, trying to build that physicality and that reputation for being a tough team. But yeah, I think I gave him a pass. I'm gonna give him a pass this year. Last year, I'm gonna give him a pass last year for a little bit. I'm not gonna be one of those guys that say, "Oh, Jim Caldwell had a better record." At the end of the day, some things changed. There was a lot of stuff going on in camp. Guys didn't like the physical practices or the way he was practicing. Now year 2, let's see what he got, because he could have really folded last year. So, he could be the 24th best head coach in the league. He could be. But this year it's a brand new year. He got his feet wet. Remember, he was a rookie head coach. And, when you first pick up a football, a basketball, a tennis racket, you first swim, you ain't the best. You ain't number one. You know what I'm saying? You got to work to be number one. Sometimes you could be a natural talent, but you still got to put that hard work in. So this year will be a lot revealing about him. And then I'll be mad if I didn't mention this leaving this video. He started off behind the 8 ball last year. The media was set out to destroy him. And I don't know what the hell he did wrong. I really don't. But with the whole little sexual thing he had going on in Texas, going back in his record for a case that was really got dismissed, and they went back and they tried to destroy him before he even turned the key in ignition, or before he pushed the push start. He didn't even get to turn the car over, and the media just tried to destroy him. And the media, the old media, and the Lions have a beef, especially after they went after Valenti and they told him to be nice, and if he didn't be nice, they was taking the Lions off their radio station, which they did. And and the thing about it is, people like Adam Schefter and Morton Anderson and Rappaport, they know what's going on in Detroit before the writers do, and the media is mad because that makes the Detroit media look bad. When they leaking, rumors, and they leaking information, or they breaking news, and they not going through the Free Press or the M Live or Detroit News, not saying they guilty culprits, but when they not, letting them know or alerting them about what's going on, and when he not, doing private doing interviews, or when Bob Quinn don't do an interview, but at the beginning and the end of the season, he won't talk to nobody. This organization is like the CIA. You build a lot of animosity, and the media and the Lions got a lot of animosity. So, whoever went through the media and they looked and they pulled that up in history, it wasn't necessarily just they didn't want to accept her like Patricia. They got beef with the Lions organization. It comes with not winning. It comes with when they winning and these guys are writing, that mean more money for them. You know what I'm saying? It mean more money for them. And when the Lions losing, and they got to write those articles, and the Lions mad because they not writing good articles and they not doing good interviews on them. But if you ain't won a playoff game since 91 and you've been terrible since you took over the team from the Ford, what do you expect? You expect for them to window dress for, since 1957 and window dress since the last playoff win in 91 and lie to the fans and tell them, oh, they're going to be good this year, and then get let down again. Then they're not being true to their journalism, their journalism rules or what they swore to, and they being fake. You got to call a spade a spade. And guess what? Truth is more hated than lying to people these days. And that's why the media set out to destroy Matt Patricia. It didn't have nothing to do with him as a person or as the hire. They just want to destroy the Lions organization because it's a beef between the media and the Lions. And really it's the Lions' fault because they ain't put a winner on the field. They would have put winner on the field. They gave more effort, and they would have won some shit. It wouldn't be no beef. The writers and the radio and the journalism guys, that had something nice to write about. But Patricia was just a guy caught up in the media and the Lions beef, and he was just a casualty of war. For people wondering about that. But hey, Motor City Sports Talk, appreciate everybody for checking in. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email. Check that out. Share the videos. You want to check them on the channel for more sports, news, and music entertainment. Check it out. Goodfellas Sports TV. Appreciate the love, support, man. And keep sharing the videos, man. I definitely appreciate it, man. It's much, much needed. And let me know what you guys think about this situation. I'll link that article in the description ranking the coaches as well, too, on the article.